At the beginning of the story, we see an ambulance taking a patient to the hospital. The man lying on the stretcher died on the way. He was a young man who had signed the organ donation form. That meant all his organs would be used to help other people. 2 doctors started surgery to remove his organs. That man's skin was tougher than a rhino's. The doctors had a lot of difficulty removing the organs. After some time, when the work was finished, suddenly a nurse screamed and ran outside. When the doctors quickly entered the operation theater, they saw that the patient was completely turning into ashes and disappearing. Anyway, his heart was given to a young girl named Lisa. The strange thing was that her body didn't reject the heart at all. She recovered instantly. Within a day or 2, the hospital people even sent her home. But the strange thing was that a round mark appeared on her hand. This mark looked like a tattoo that she had never gotten. Lisa's father ran a taekwondo gym. Lisa had been fond of taekwondo since a young age, but during one match she had a heart attack, so her father had become very scared. He didn't allow her to fight at all. One day while her father was talking to the landlord, Lisa spun around and kicked a punching bag. The punching bag tore through the ceiling and fell down. She didn't even have this much strength before, when she was completely healthy. Now she wanted to test her new strength. She went out on the street, tied her shoes facing a slope, and then started running at full speed like Krish. She even overtook a man on a scooter. For a moment, she felt like she had become so fast that she might even fly. But then suddenly, the downhill slope began, and it became difficult for her to stop. Down below, a small truck was parked. She hit it with such force that the truck almost flipped over. After getting this new heart, she had become extremely powerful. Someone secretly recorded her video and uploaded it online. Her name was visible on her taekwondo uniform. A boy read her name and the name of the taekwondo gym and quickly reached there. He tried to take her photo from a distance, but Lisa instantly reached him and caught him. He couldn't understand how such a small girl could be this powerful. "I can't even run away from her." At that moment, Lisa noticed that Tom also had the same strange mark on his hand. Tom told Lisa that he too had received an organ from that same man who had given her the heart. He too had gotten superpowers. He explained that one man can donate 6 organs. That meant there would be a total of 6 people who had gotten superpowers. Tom now wanted to find the rest of the people with superpowers, and the very next day after meeting Lisa, they found the 3rd person. That day, Lisa was secretly participating in a race because the winner was going to get very expensive shoes. She easily beat everyone and was looking at her shoes. Then a slightly older woman came to them. She was distributing free drinks to people because she had undergone a kidney transplant and was now completely fine. Hearing this, both of them immediately looked at her hands, but there was no strange mark. But after some time, when the woman turned, they saw a round mark on her waist. After this, the scene shifted to a very luxurious house, where an old man named Mino was lying almost on the verge of death. The patient's elder daughter came out and called the doctor. "You had said father will be fine now. There is no improvement in his condition at all." But then suddenly the old man sat up on the bed and said he was hungry and wanted food. Now he seemed much better. He also had a strange mark on his hand. It was clear that even inside this rich old man, superpowers existed. Then we see a young boy in an electronics store. He cracked his fingers casually, and all the TVs in front of him turned off at once. Wherever he went, electricity started fluctuating. This boy's name was Zero. He crossed the street and went into a building. Using his powers, he won everything on the gaming machine. Then he started buying luxury items with all the money he had won. Zero was also one of those 6 people who had received parts. He was making full use of this new life. His life was running on easy mode. He was enjoying himself. Then we see Lisa again. This time she was at dinner with Tom and the woman named Sophia to understand each other's superpowers. Tom explained that he had received new lungs. That's why his strength was connected to his lungs. If he blew hard, a storm would come. But Sophia said that she hadn't felt any power inside her. To this, Tom replied, "Don't worry. When all the special people come together, your powers will awaken on their own." Suddenly, the bulbs above them began flickering. Then Zero made his entry. He already knew the 3 of them. He told them that from a decent distance, he could sense if another person had superpowers because he had received eyes in the transplant. Tom didn't particularly like this new boy. He even told Lisa that they couldn't trust everyone so easily. At least one of them would definitely be evil and want all the powers for themselves. They would have to be careful about whom to trust. Then the next day, Lisa got a strange message on her phone. Zero had asked for help, calling her somewhere. He had been caught cheating while playing games as usual. Now the casino security guards wanted all the money back from him. "What are you, Pikachu?" You wiggle your fingers and shake the electricity. The 3 of them went there to help him, but Tom didn't want to help him. He scratched his leg and went to the washroom because he didn't like Zero much. But the hero inside Lisa woke up. She said that it was very important to fight against injustice. She took a straw from Sophia's drink and put it under Tom's nose. This made Tom sneeze hard, and such a terrible gust of wind came out of his mouth that all the goons were blown away. After this, we again see the rich old man Mino. He had gotten into an argument with his partner. The argument escalated so much that Mino grabbed his partner's neck and sucked all the life out of him. His partner suddenly became very old while Mino became somewhat young. Then Mino went ahead and touched a plant too and sucked all the life from it, making it completely dry. Then we see John in a factory pressuring the workers to work faster. "We will have to work all night today." A worker came forward angrily and said, "Sir, what you're doing is wrong. Forcing us to work this much is not right. We also have a life." While they were arguing, suddenly an alarm rang. A worker had fallen from above because there wasn't proper safety. When no one was looking, John secretly placed his hand on the injured worker's wound. In a few moments, the wound was completely healed. But John was in a lot of pain and quietly endured it on the side. On the other hand, the old man's daughter Tina realized that her father had definitely gotten this new strength because of the transplant. So she told her people, "Quickly find out about all those who have gotten powers from this transplant." Soon, her assistant found all the people. At this time, those people were sitting on top of Sophia's drinks car, running away from the gangsters because the casino people now wanted revenge from them. The assistant too saw this and immediately followed them. 3 cars were running wildly on the road. Lisa kept pushing the cart. She was driving faster than cars. After some time, she left the cars far behind. But the casino people weren't ready to give up the chase. Then Tom threw some drinks from the cart onto the goons. Some white liquid fell on their windshields, making them lose their way. The 4 managed to escape from the goons, but the cart's speed was so high that they crashed into a barbecue restaurant. The 4 pretended as if they were just sitting there waiting. "Why isn't any waiter coming?" That night, they only came out after it was dark. Then Tom started fighting with Zero, saying, "Because of you, today we almost died." Their fight spread so much that they all went their separate ways. This fight made Lisa very sad. She had been on medical leave for a year. She hadn't even gone to school. She had no friends. The time she had spent with Tom and Sophia had become everything for her, and now it was all over. But then the next day, when things calmed down a little, Tom came to apologize to Lisa. He said, "I got too angry and said too much. Sorry, please forgive me." At first, Lisa acted tough, but then forgave him. Now she made a plan to bring all 4 together again. Meanwhile, Tina's assistant showed her a recorded video, and Tina decided that they must capture these people. By extracting the powers from their bodies, they could make powerful medicines. Who knows how many diseases those medicines could cure? She would become even richer. By then, Lisa, Sophia, and Zero had reached the meeting point. During this, Zero had also found out who had received the liver transplant. They were just waiting for Tom. Then all together, they would go find this new member. Meanwhile, in the factory, we see John talking to his senior. "Sir, we need to improve workers' safety a little." But the higher-ups didn't care about the workers' lives. The work pressure on John was so high that he skipped his lunch break to finish the work. But his tired colleagues went to eat. No one noticed that a nearby gas tank was slowly leaking. Outside the factory, our 3 superheroes were waiting for Tom. Just then, a huge explosion came from the factory. John quickly started evacuating all the workers so fewer people would be injured. But unfortunately, one worker was stuck behind a safety door. Seeing this, John panicked. He started breaking the window with his helmet, but sadly it wasn't working. At that moment, Lisa arrived at the right time. She kicked the door down and also kicked away the flying gas canisters from the blast. But the electronic security door inside was too strong. Now it was Zero's turn. He opened it in a snap. Meanwhile, Tom also arrived late, but he made it. The place was filled with smoke. Injured people weren't even visible. Then Zero snapped again and turned on everyone's ringtones. This helped Tom locate all the workers. Tom could save them easily because he would inhale deeply and go inside. Since his lungs had powers, he could hold his breath for a very long time. As soon as the injured worker was brought out, John immediately healed him with his powers. But it was too much for John and he started coughing up blood. Sophia realized that the poisonous gas had gone into John's lungs. She went forward, held John's hand with one hand and Tom's with the other. She could connect everyone's powers together. As soon as Tom's lung power went into John, John became completely fine, and Sophia too discovered her own power. Now, poisonous smoke was filling the factory quickly. The group planned to leave quickly. They all started leaving. But suddenly, Sophia stopped halfway. They had left Zero inside. Then Tom inhaled deeply and went inside. He found Zero. Everyone thought he would blow the gas away, but instead, he started giving mouth-to-mouth to Zero. Anyway, somehow both of them managed to escape. It was a strange sight, but it worked. Zero came out safe and sound. After this, all 5 of them went to a nearby restaurant to eat. John told everyone that he had gotten the power to save lives. He could take anyone's pain into himself. It hurt him a lot, but drinking water gave him some relief. Working together on this mission and saving people created a special bond among them. The next day, John went to the hospital to see his injured colleagues. But there in the lift, he met the old man Mino. John worked in the same company, so he saluted him. But by mistake, the mark on his palm became visible. Mino looked closely and said, "Is this a tattoo?" John replied, "No, sir, a little while ago I had a liver transplant. After that, somehow this mark appeared on its own." But when Mino asked if anything else had changed inside him, John felt awkward telling him about the superpowers. So he just said, "No, sir, I'm just feeling better, nothing else." Hearing this, Mino made a plan. Before leaving, he remembered John's name and where he worked. That night, John was working as a driver to earn some extra money. His passenger was none other than Tina's assistant. After some time, when he woke up, he was in a hospital. Tina told the doctors, "Quickly remove his liver." But before the doctors could start the operation, Mino arrived there. His intentions weren't so clear. He asked the doctor, "If some part of the liver is left, will it grow back?" When the doctor nodded yes, Mino grabbed John by the neck and tried to suck his powers. But he couldn't do it on John. He thought maybe his powers had weakened. So he tried it on a nearby doctor. That doctor instantly aged and died. Mino realized that his powers wouldn't work on superpowered people. Mino said, "Cut out 90% of his liver and transplant it into me. Leave the remaining 10% so it can grow back in his body." Since the liver wasn't obtained, Tina told her team, "Capture the rest of the superpowered people." Meanwhile, Tom had just stepped out of a shop when suddenly bodyguards in suits pinned him to the wall. They tried to knock him out with anesthesia, but he wasn't breathing at all. Then they tickled him to force him to breathe, and only then did he get knocked out. Meanwhile, Sophia and Zero were also attacked and soon captured. Finally, Lisa was surrounded right at her doorstep. Seeing the goons, Lisa's father said, "Daughter, you sit quietly. I'll take care of them." But Master was now only capable of teaching 14-year-old kids. Maintaining her father's illusion and confidence, Lisa secretly beat them all in such a way that her father thought he was the one fighting them. Lisa's father felt as if he had defeated all the enemies, while in reality, Lisa was doing all the work. But now she had become so fast that whenever her father looked back, she appeared to be calmly sitting on the bench. When all the goons ran away, Lisa's father ran to her and asked, "Daughter, are you okay?" Lisa was safe, but the rest had been captured. Tina's people had imprisoned them in a jail where they couldn't use their powers. Meanwhile, after the liver transplant, old Mino regained the healing power. Now he had returned to his youth. He even looked younger than his own daughter. Actually, somewhere in her mind, Tina had been waiting for her father's death so that she could become the sole owner of the company. But now, seeing her father, she felt she might die before him. Mino went home, bathed, and looked at his young body in the mirror, feeling very happy. Suddenly, darkness fell and he was transported to another place. In front of him stood a strange power with arms wide open. Mino stepped forward and tried to hold that power's hands. But the unknown power pulled him towards itself. His face kept changing, sometimes young, sometimes old. Then in anger, Mino shook his hand away. He realized all this was happening in his mind. Even the wound on his hand from broken glass healed instantly. But he was still not satisfied. Now he decided that he would obtain all the organs. He wanted all the superpowers. He wanted to become God so people would worship him. Tina couldn't stand against her father's power. Mino entered the jail Tina had made and began beating her people. They were helpless before his strength. Mino soon found out where the 3 captured people were. At that time, Zero was trying to snap with his toes because his hands were tied in a special way. As soon as he succeeded, 2 workers came, tied him up, and started taking him away. Zero snapped again with his toes and sent a message to Lisa, informing her of his location. With another snap, he even opened Sophia's jail door, but then a doctor immediately knocked him unconscious. Meanwhile, Lisa was preparing to rescue her friends. As soon as her father found out, he went with her too. From the previous fight, he had gotten blind confidence after defeating goons. One of Zero's eyes had already had its cornea removed. Luckily, he regained consciousness in time, and his other eye was saved because waking up suddenly damaged it. Instead of killing him, Mino left him with John. By then, John's liver had started slowly healing. John held Zero's hand to heal his injured eye. To show off his new powers, Mino held an event where he invited people with incurable diseases. Everyone was shocked to see Mino's youth restored. He showed a demonstration of his strength by breaking a wall, which bore the imprint of his old self. But this way people became afraid. They didn't feel respect or devotion, so Mino quickly changed his approach. He held the hands of a disabled man and healed him completely with the power he had gotten from John. Then he went to a very sick girl and healed her completely too. Now people truly began to see him as God. Everyone knelt before him. At that moment, Mino felt Lisa was coming. He snapped his fingers and opened the way for them. Then, pretending, he sat on a grand throne, waiting. Lisa and her father arrived. Lisa immediately realized this man was stealing others' powers. Without thinking, she kicked him. Mino's hand actually broke, but as soon as he drank water, the fracture healed quickly. Then Sophia and Tom also arrived. The three friends were reunited. Mino angrily said, "Very good. It's good that you all came together. Now quickly give me your organs." Lisa's father was still filled with useless confidence and stepped towards Mino, but Mino waved his hand and threw him away. Lisa used her agility to somehow save her father, so he wasn't badly hurt. Then a fierce battle broke out between Lisa and Mino. Both of them had superpowers. Huge explosions were happening. Their fight caused destruction all around. Poor Lisa only had the power of one organ, while Mino had three, and soon he started beating Lisa badly. Now Tom and Sophia ran to her. Tom blew hard at Mino and threw him far away. This made Mino very angry. He tapped Tom's forehead with a finger and Tom fainted. Then Mino grabbed Sophia, but Sophia started sucking his powers. Seeing this, Mino was shocked. He realized Sophia could transfer powers. He said, "Quickly give me the others' powers. Then I won't even need to steal organs." But then Zero and John also arrived. Now all five were together against Mino. Mino gathered his powers to finish them all at once. Lisa stood in front. She whistled to signal Tom. Tom understood and blew a strong gust of wind at Lisa. This gave Lisa a tremendous push and she put in even more strength to punch. There was no chance of fighting alone. That's why everyone combined their powers to support Lisa. But Mino was much stronger. Mino too was controlling the surrounding electricity with his power. Zero was also snapping his fingers and attacking with the nearby electricity. But this was not enough to defeat Mino. Soon the big pillars of the hall started breaking. Statues began to fall. The steel framework below became visible, but down below all the people were busy worshipping their new god. Mino got injured, so he absorbed the water collected on the ground and healed all his wounds. He threw everyone away like balls in different directions. Then with one hand he started choking Lisa's neck. Now blood started coming out of Lisa's mouth. Then he stretched his hand towards Sophia, but all five of them together grabbed Mino, and Sophia quickly transferred his healing power into Lisa. Now Mino had lost his ability to heal again. On the other side, Lisa had now become many times stronger than Mino. She thrashed Mino as if she were beating a punching bag. After a while, Mino collapsed unconscious on the ground. This building was now starting to collapse on all the followers sitting below. As the structure of the building began to fall, everyone else worked together to hold it up. But during this, Mino took the chance to attack again. He tried to steal their powers, but in the end, Lisa's father spun around and kicked him, sending Mino flying away. He extracted all the power from Mino, and soon Mino became old again. Now he was sitting on the same throne with which he had come up. Zero snapped his fingers and sent him back down in front of everyone, and when his devotees saw the true form of their god, the truth came out before everyone. In the end, Mino lost everything. If you get a chance, whose superpower will you choose among these?